But what are you seeing about Villa that kind of manifested in this game in particular that's kind of keeping that smile going for Villa fans? Because, yeah, it was a bit cagey at times, but there's never any doubt with them in it, it feels like. It feels like by the time you get into that 70, 80th minute part of a game, you've still got enough in the locker. And I think Duran's probably testament to that. But even someone like Tielemans, he's just an engine in midfield, isn't he? And he kind of ran the show again.
Yeah, it's so true that for the longest time, there was a period where if Villa went behind, you felt that the game was done and you may as well go home then. And now I have the complete opposite opinion of I watch us go behind, then I go, okay, we've got time, we'll be fine. Then it was all about keeping that composure. And that composure was held on to really well, as you say, by Tielemans and the introduction of Ross Barkley. That midfield just looks so secure. They're willing to protect the ball. They know when the right time to play a pass is. And when they do play the pass, 9 times out of 10, it's just perfect, particularly with Tielemans. Like, he's having an incredible start to the season. And we did special podcasts in the summer about who was going to be Douglas Luiz's replacement. And we talked about who Villa could go and sign, whether it was going to be Gallagher or McKennie or who it might be. We had him already. And Tielemans is really stepping up. He's been so good. He was man of the match in the Champions League, obviously got our first goal going there. His delivery in this game for Conte's goal was just superb. And having that central area controlled by him and Rodgers just in front of him, Villa look really, really good going forward now. We've still got defensive frailties we need to fix, but Tielemans is just controlling everything at the moment. Emery's comments after the Champions League win that he wanted to dedicate that to Gary Shaw, and then Ezri Konsa came out and talked about it again afterwards and said that now we're back in front of our fans again. We wanted to do it for him and his family. Like, you can see the fact that the players are out talking about it after the game. It's the first thing they're saying, not talking about him getting a match-winning goal. It was really on their minds, and really fitting that number 8, Youri Tielemans, is the player we're talking about. Obviously, that was Shaw's number as well. So it felt like almost like a fitting tribute on the pitch as well. And it's nice to see that they kind of acknowledge that heritage, because he was such an instrumental player in the finest moment in Villa's history. So, touch him.
It was another challenge, another spanner in the works potentially with McGinn going off as well. And like you say, that midfield was the reason that the kind of performance turned around later in the game. Like, the engine seemed to kind of grow as the going got more tough and questions were being asked. The team seemed to grow in the middle of the park, despite McGinn going off. And again, another great tick in the box that the captain's not there for the second half, and yet they still pull out that kind of performance. Yeah,
the midfield depth is so good this year. Obviously, Onana starts the game as well, and that's another option. Kamara's still to come back. Ramsey slotted back in and looks brilliant. He was excellent midweek in the Champions League game as well and got his goal, which he really deserved. So it's nice to see that Villa have got so many weapons, it feels like, right now. They've got so many ways to break teams down. And that always felt like something we were lacking. We had Watkins up front, and getting the ball to him just seemed so hard. And now you've got Rodgers driving through and beating players and laying it to him for the goal. Or you've got Tielemans finding him from deep, or Bailey hitting the byline. And that's so good to see. You never know what Villa are going to do to beat you, but you know they're going to take their time to do it. And that's brilliant.